I'm Mika Highsmith. New tonight, the Tallahassee police go too far while arresting a DUI suspect. City leaders still in search of answers, plus a day to remember how the nation is honoring the victims of 9/11. But first, your winning Powerball numbers. Good luck.
Live from the WTXL studios, this is ABC 27's News at 11.
Tonight, 2 police officers are on paid administrative leave as top city staff take a close look at what happened in that video that you just saw. Some city commissioners want to know if the officers acted appropriately when arresting a drunk driving suspect, or did they go too far? Good evening, I'm Mika Highsmith. Thank you for watching WTXL ABC 27 News at 11. Our media partners at the Tallahassee Democrat were first to obtain this video showing the August 10th arrest of Christina West. She is accused of drunk driving, then crashing into a home in the KYRA area. You can watch the entire video on our website, WTXL.tv. Meanwhile, though, Tallahassee City Commissioners say they want answers. We spoke with Commissioner Scott Maddox during the regularly scheduled commission meeting today. He's worried about a potential lawsuit. Here's what he had to say.
I think we have great police officers. I come from a police family, but we need to make sure that we treat every citizen with respect. That's what I'm concerned about, and I'm looking forward to the results of this investigation to see what happened in this case.
We also spoke with Officer David Northway with the Tallahassee Police Department. He says Matthew Schmidt and Officer Christopher Amarad are now both on administrative leave, and they have worked for the department for 5 years. Northway says the department is taking this very seriously, now in the midst of a thorough investigation.
Well, anytime anyone in our care is injured, that is very upsetting to us, and we've all seen the video. We understand that it's hard to see what's on that video, and what we ask is that we are given the time to investigate the crime all the way through from start to finish. Get out of the car.
And we will continue to follow this developing story and bringing the latest on air and online at WTXL.tv. Continuing coverage now on the murder investigation out of Gadsden County. Deputies have identified the woman whose body was found Tuesday afternoon in a wooded area north of Havana. The woman has been identified as 21-year-old Latoya Rochelle Main of Havana. She was an employee at the Tallahassee Development Center and survived by her only child. Sheriff Morris Young tells us Main's body was found near a burned car on McNair Road. No arrests have been made. Deputies are still looking for a suspect. If you have any information in this case, you are urged to call the Big Bend Crime Stoppers at 850-574-8477. It was on this day some 3,000 Americans were killed in what's considered one of the largest terrorist attacks in U.S. history. Today, people around the nation, including here at home, taking time to reflect on the events of September 11, 2001. At Fire Station Number 1 on North Adams Street, flags hung from fire trucks in honor of those who serve and to remember the 343 firefighters who lost their lives on 9/11, along with almost 3,000 other innocent lives.
9/11 really just stands for the brotherhood and sisterhood for our fire department and law enforcement and EMS, and we just really lost so many people that day 12 years ago. So it's important for us to all come together and pay our respects.
At 8:46 this morning, the nation took a moment of silence to mark the moment of the first attack on the World Trade Center in New York City. Meanwhile, Wakulla County Sheriff's Office hosted a commemorative ceremony today. Sheriff Charlie Creel and others reflecting on the sacrifice of first responders and the more than 6,000 military men and women who have also been killed in action during the 2 wars in Iraq and Afghanistan following the terrorist attacks. To South Georgia now, where community members joined Valdosta Fire Chief J.D. Rice for a moment of silence and also to commemorate the service of first responders. A ceremony being held today at Fire Station 1 in Valdosta. Meanwhile, many are not just reflecting, but using this day to give back. 9/11 has now emerged as the single largest day of charitable engagement. Leon County government hosting their third annual ceremony marking the day of remembrance and service in recognition of September 11th. First responders and service members were honored while the renowned Tallahassee Boys Choir delivered a moving performance. Bob Martinez, former mayor of Tallahassee, presented the first ever Glenn J. Winnock Humanitarian Award sponsored by Holland and Knight.
9/11 is a chance to remember those that serve, and we're sending military care kits to those that are overseas just to let them know how much their community is behind them. And we realize they're overseas, and in response to 9/11, they're continuing to protect us and keep us safe.
The goal of Leon County government, along with Holland and Knight, is to impact communities in a major way through any and all means of service in remembrance of those that lost their lives just 12 years ago. And Cass, the weather cooperated today. We didn't see much rain during those events, or no rain during those events.
Yeah, many of the morning activities were rain-free, lots of sunshine. Then the showers started to roll in during the course of the afternoon, coming in from east to west and only in a spotty fashion. What's left of that? One lone shower off the coast of the Panama City area, continuing to leave our region with a mostly clear sky overnight. A little bit of an upper disturbance moving over the First Coast area. That was part of the reasoning behind some of the showers that developed in the afternoon. Now a whole lot of heavy rain, couple stronger storms to the east of the region. Just a review of what we went through earlier today. Overnight, no big issues when it comes to the weather pattern. We should have a generally clear sky, and at the bus stop in the morning, we'll start things off with temperatures around 70 once again, warming up through the 80s. So maybe kids should eat lunch in the cafeteria if you want to stay cool. Then going home, walking home, breaking out into a sweat again. But I think that's the only thing that could maybe give you a little soaking, not so much in the way of heavy rain by dismissal time, but afterwards could be different, as well as parts of the weekend. Rain chances going up in general, and I'll explain the reasons why behind the changes in the rain chances in your storm team forecast.
All right, Cass, thank you. Cell service in Wakulla County is now back up and running. It was disrupted this afternoon and was out for several hours after a fiber optic cable was cut. It happened at the intersection of U.S. Highway 319 and Highway 267. The problem, city leaders tell us, was corrected just before 8 this evening. Well, another California wildfire forcing residents from their homes. How many acres the blaze has burned thus far? And a fire drill at one of our nation's airports on 9/11. Outrage over the incident continues tonight. Plus, a Florida girl found dead near her home while her family says her school is at fault. Stay with us. A Florida teen was found dead at a closed cement plant near her home. Her family now believes that she was bullied and the school did nothing about it, and they want answers. Kristen Weber has the latest.
Good night, Mom. I love you.
Those are the last words Tricia Norman hears from her daughter, 12-year-old Rebecca Sedgwick, Sunday night. Monday, she leaves for school, never to return home. Deputies find her body here at a closed cement plant near her home.
I think she took her own life. She didn't feel like she was worth anything.
Tricia Norman blames bullying. She says it started late last year at Crystal Lake Middle School by a group of girls all over boys.
She used to come home every day and tell me how she wasn't worth anything, that she was ugly.
Tricia says she complains to school administrators and files a report with the district.
Crystal Lake Middle, in specific, to be specific, should have disciplined these girls that were bullying her and taken it more seriously.
The bullying got so bad, Tricia says Becca would cut herself. In February, Becca was homeschooled. Tricia says she closed her Facebook account to stop the cyberbullying. This year, Becca switched schools. They thought the bullying had stopped.
I mean, the people that did this need to be punished for it. My sister didn't deserve to die at a young age.
After Becca's death, her older sister finds these postings on Becca's Ask.fm site. 4 days ago, someone writes, "Nobody cares about you. I hate you. You seriously deserve to die." Becca tries to brush it off. 28 days ago, similar entries. "Can you die, please? Go die. Nobody likes you." Tricia wishes she had been more involved in her daughter's life, a message she sends other parents.
Even if they think everything's okay, they still need to be nosy. I'd rather her be here mad at me because I was nosy than gone.
That was Kristen Weber reporting. 7,000 acres and counting. A wildfire now raging in Northern California. An outrage over a decision by staff at the Boston airport. But first, another look at your forecast with Chief Meteorologist Casanova Nurse. Hey, Cass.
Hey, Mika, another mild conclusion to another September night. Many areas in the 70s, near 80 at the coast with the warmer waters, but with a clearer sky and light wind, we may get closer to that 70. A few spots may even reach the 60s for a brief amount of time overnight. Mapleton Tower Cam atop the Doubletree Hotel, mostly clear over downtown Tallahassee. Forecast lows, highs, and a whole lot more in your Storm Team forecast.
Boston's Logan International Airport has issued an apology after conducting a fire drill earlier today. The drill upset many passengers and witnesses. The image of a plane on fire caused several people to take to Facebook and Twitter expressing their outrage. The governor of Boston says that the drill was dumb and bad timing on the 12th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. The Clover wildfire that erupted Monday in Northern California continues to threaten homes and force evacuations. The blaze has burned at least 7,000 acres of land. Nearly 110 buildings have been destroyed, including several homes. The fast-moving fire ripped through homes after home in Shasta County. Resident Eric Sawyer says he had no warning.
It came over the house like a freight train. It turned dark, the little night lights came on, and you couldn't hear nothing.
Sawyer's home was unharmed by the fire. The town is now banding together to try and start the rebuilding process. And we have seen this so often, so many wildfires in California and other parts of the country. It's horrible.
Yeah, it's been very dry. The weather pattern not favorable for providing the moisture needed to prevent many of those fires. And so there's a little bit of a lighter pattern, perhaps, when it comes to the rain coverage this weekend. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Of course, everyone's looking forward to the big game. So two big games at home this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of activity, and it's really important to get that rain chance down. We'll see if we can do that.
All right, Cass, thank you.
Okay.
We here at WTXL are proud to be launching a new initiative, one aimed at inspiring others to get involved to help make our community a better place. We're teaming up with local companies and organizations to help show how we can all do our part to help improve the community, to highlight organizations in need and ways on how you can give your time and donations to make a difference, from mentoring youth to delivering meals to seniors.
It's like in business. If you put your time and effort and energy back into your business and into your trade, you'll be able to get more out of it. Obviously, if we put more back into Tallahassee, we're going to get more out of it in the end. So we just want to keep doing more and more.
That was Row Roofing talking about the importance of giving back. To learn more about our dedicated companies initiative and how you can get involved with many of the volunteer programs, just head to our website, WTXL.tv. Well, Brad's in next with sports. First, though, your winning lotto numbers. Good luck. All right, and you said about 40% chance of rain on Saturday for the big games.
Yeah, that does not equate to a washout, but at least a little more opportunity for rain than what we've seen so far this week.
And you're laughing over here, huh?
Well, it won't be quite as hot as last week at that FAMU game, which
Yeah,
that
maybe
maybe
help,
is something that's going to help out a lot of people.
Yeah, they were sweating out there. All right, Cass, thank you. Of course, you'll keep us updated, and we're going to leave you tonight with a live look of Manhattan, New York City, as we remember the tragic terrorist attacks on September 11, 2001. Never forget, and have a good night.